Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed to my channel, to everyone who liked my videos, to everyone who left a positive comment. I appreciate you guys so very much, and may God bless you. And to everyone who hasn't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you guys waiting for? Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you do like it here. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over how my week went. So last week we had decided that I'm going to backtest the EU, and I'm going to try and backtest until I get to the current price action, and I did manage to do that over the weekend. The other thing that we had decided we are going to do is my mentor had decided that he's going to trade with me, and we did trade together. On Monday we did trade together over the video call, and we managed to get two good nice trades. We got EU and GU. I was risking 0.5%, and at this time I was trading on my live account. So yes, I ended up with a nice 5% win on that day. My account was up by 5%, but I was only risking 0.5. And then on Tuesday we traded again together, but then we got a German 30, we got a loss, and then on EU we got a win, but then I needed to get off the call quicker because I needed to do something else, so we didn't manage the trade together, the EU win. So I ended up getting out of the trade at 3 hours, of which it ended up going even further. But then anyway, I did get a nice 3 hours on that trade, and I think I ended the day with I think 1% gain, if I'm not mistaken, because remember I'm trading 0.5%. And then on Wednesday we didn't really do a video call, but then I was now doing my own analysis and then checking with him and all that, because I'm now trying to win myself off relying on his analysis too much. So we did go through the London session. There were no entries for London session, there were no good setups for London session. And then in New York he wasn't really available for me to check with him because he was busy with something else. But then I did manage to enter the German 30 trade, which gave me a nice win. And this time I risked 1% because I entered two trades of 0.5, and it kind of worked out well for me, and then I ended up with a 5% win. And at this point I'm very confident now. I'm starting to think that I got this, and now I understand this. Now I'm even seeing myself purchasing a $100,000 account, in a week, yeah. So then an EU setup came up, and then I decided to enter. I entered the EU, then I entered it again on GU because GU also presented the same setup at the same time, and guess what? We lost the trade. I lost the trade, and I was risking on EU, I risked 0.5, and then on GU I kind of risked more than 0.5. I risked 0.75 because I moved my stop loss when I saw the trade coming back, because I was so confident with that setup. I thought it's gonna go my way, but it didn't. So and then I felt like, no, I shouldn't enter both GU and EU. And then I tried again to enter an EU when it presented another setup, and it didn't work out. So I ended up losing again another 0.5, which makes it kind of like, so I ended the day on a I think 2.5% gain, if we're counting the German 30 trade there. And then on Thursday I got a German 30 trade, and I got a 5% win. Yes. And then at this point, because I'm still very confident with myself, I ended up trying to enter EU 5 times, and I ended up losing like 2.5. So yeah, that wasn't good. And then on Friday, today, we entered a GU trade together. Actually, I'm the one who entered the GU trade. Yes, he entered the EU trade. I entered the GU trade, and it went into profit nicely. And this was a counter trend trade, by the way. And it went into profit nicely. It even went above, I think it went up to 5 hours or something. But then I didn't close the trade. I was holding, and as I was holding, it came back and it took me out at break even, which was not very nice for me. Then I realized later that this is a counter trend. I should have maybe gone out maybe 3 hours or something. But at the time, I was just thinking about how much money I'm going to make and all that. So I didn't really think straight on that one. And then after that, I got an opportunity because now in New York, like, price wasn't giving so much opportunity on the pairs that I usually watch, GU, EU, and German 30. So I decided, let me just watch maybe Nasdaq and the other pairs, and maybe I can catch something. So I tried to watch Nasdaq, and I was doing this on my own. I didn't even check with my mentor because I knew what I was doing was not correct. Because, like, okay, fine, it just wasn't correct. So I ended up trying to enter a Nasdaq trade. Yes, the setup was okay, but then I kind of analyzed very quickly, and I entered the trade, and I risked 1%, of which I was supposed to risk only 0.5. So I ended up losing the 1%, and then I tried to enter that same trade again. I entered that trade 3 times, and it set me back. I ended up losing 2%. And it wasn't very cool for me. And I think the reason why I ended up doing that was because when I got the break even on GU, it really didn't sit well with me, and I ended up kind of revenge trading. So that's also something that I need to be aware of. Like, if I take a loss or if I take a good win, I should probably just close my charts and call it a day. Or if I take a loss, or maybe if I take a break even when I could have gotten some profit, maybe I should just call it a day. Because I'm noticing that when that kind of happens, or maybe when I get a nice win, or I'm on a good winning streak, I end up like I become greedy, or I start feeling like maybe I know what I'm doing and everything, and I end up making the wrong decisions. And also it's the same situation again when maybe I was seeing profits and I end up giving them back, or maybe I end up not even getting anything out of the trade, and it was not so cool. So I ended up kind of revenge trading, trying to win back what I thought is owed to me by the markets, which is very wrong of me. So yeah, so those are some of the things that I need to work on. And also I need to work on like having like proper set of rules, because the reason why I couldn't even show you my charts is I'm not really sure what I was doing. Like, I was just winging it. Like, most of the things that I was doing during the week are not even written down on a trading plan. These are just things that are in my head that I know. And because I had the help of my mentor on my side holding my hand some of the time, I ended up closing the week with a win. But I know that if I was doing this alone, I was probably going to close the week with a break even or with a loss. So I need to work on myself. I need to work on understanding the strategy ICT a little bit more. Also, on top of understanding, I need to have certain rules. Like, if I enter an EU trade, if I see that EU is presenting a good setup better than GU, then I'm not going to enter GU, because it's more like you're entering the same trade. So if I see that GU is giving me a better setup than EU, then I'll enter GU and not enter EU. So yeah, that's also something that I need to be aware of. And also, when I say I'm going to risk 0.5% until I get to 5%, I need to stick to that. Just because I'm on a winning streak doesn't mean that now I can start risking 1% and then start dreaming of buying a $100,000 prop firm account and all that. No. That's the very thing that will make it impossible for me to get to the funded stage. So going into next week, I'm only going to be risking 0.5 until I get my account to plus 5%, and then I'll start risking 1%. And I also need to sit down and kind of journal all the trades that I took, because all these trades I didn't journal them, I was just taking them. So I need to journal everything, kind of figure out where my problem areas are, what I can fix, how I can reduce the losses and kind of increase the wins, and stop taking those unnecessary, like when I see a setup and it's not going to go my way, what sort of rules can I give myself to say I'm only going to try once, or I'm only going to try twice, and then I leave it alone. And also I need to also have rules around, maybe if I'm feeling like I should have won the trade but I didn't win it, what to do. Should I not trade the next session, or should I just wait for the next day or something? And also rules around, if in a day you get 5%, a 5% trade, you really need to sit around and look for more entries and more trades. You end up just giving back the 5%. So I need to sit down and try and figure out a way to make sure that I am maximizing on winning. And yes, before we end this video, I just want to give a shout out to my mentor, and I want to thank him for everything that he's been doing for me. I really appreciate it, and I've been learning something new each and every day this week, and it's been very helpful, and may God bless you. Yeah, that's what I need to say. I've gotten to a point where I'm starting to see that I'm getting closer and closer and closer to consistency, and I appreciate it very much. And I really feel like I need to not sabotage myself like I've always done. I need to give myself time to get to understand the markets more and more, because I've also noticed that this is not about having a strategy. It's not about having a strategy to say like when this happens you do this, when that happens you do this. It's about understanding how the markets move and how the markets work, and being able to make a decision when you're in the markets and something happens and you can see that, okay, now this means price might be doing this, and be able to make a quick decision and decide to change your mind and everything and flow with the markets and everything. So yeah, so those are some of the things that I have also learned. I have also learned that if it's a counter trend trade, better to just get a 3R and get out, and not try and be a hero. Just do that. And also like I need to really focus on learning more on how to do the analysis, how to analyze the markets. It's not about knowing Turtle Soup and Judah Swing alone. It's about really understanding the markets as a whole. So I've got a lot of work to do to try and understand how the markets move, how different conditions, how you can trade in different conditions, because I could see how even like my mentor, when he's trading, he quickly adapts to what the market is telling him. Like he kind of now has a way of communicating with the market. So I need to get myself to that point, and I can only get myself to that point if I do the work that needs to be done. I'm going to watch more videos. I am going to journal my trades. Next week I'm going to be journaling my trades. I'm not going to just be entering trades and not journaling my trades. So right now I need to journal the trades that I took already this week, and then analyze them and see what sort of rules I can put in place. And then I'm going to sit down and try and put into words everything that I've learned this week, and try to put it into my trading plan. and yeah, and then after I've done all that, then I can now start going over the core content and seeing some of the concepts that we've been applying in the markets. I wasn't able to go through the core content this week because I had so much going on with the Zoom sessions, and then afterwards we also used to have some sessions as well, just to help me to understand some of the reasons why we entered in certain trades, some of the reasons why my setups didn't work and all that. So I don't really have time to focus on the core content, but yeah, I think with time, when I'm now starting to understand what I'm doing in the markets, I will continue to give myself time to watch, because I still have a lot to learn for me to get to a point where I can communicate with my chart. I can now see that, okay, I thought price was going to do this, but actually it's going to do this, and change my mind and all that and all that. And for now, I think I'll stay away from NASDAQ and USDT, because not to say that you can't trade anything with ICT. You can trade anything with ICT, but you need to get yourself to a point where you really understand the markets, to a point where you can open any chart and know what to do. I'm not there yet, so let me just focus on the 3 pairs that I'm watching, because with those pairs at least I kind of already know, okay, my bias is this and all that and all that. So I need more time to analyze. And yeah, you know, with trading, also one thing that I've learned is that you also get to learn a lot more about yourself. You learn to know a lot more about your limitations. Yes, I can change my mind and all that, but I'm kind of that kind of person who likes to plan things out, who likes to like have a plan before whenever I enter the markets. If I didn't analyze the night before, I'm a bit confused. I'm a bit like running around. But if I had planned, even if I need to change my mind or make a quick decision, I'm more calm, because I know that I planned these things, so I know all the outcomes and everything. So I'm a little bit different that way, because I noticed that my mentor will just open the chart and analyze it there and take and execute, and that's it. But for me, I need like time, like pre-planning, and then come and see what's happening, and then okay, I can decide, so I'm gonna do this or what, or something like that. So yeah, that's also something I've learned about myself, that I am someone who likes to have the time to plan. So if I'm gonna be like say I didn't get any setups on German 30 and EU and GU, then I decide, let me look at NASDAQ. But then I've never looked at it the entire week. I'm looking at it now and I want to enter a trade now. It's not going to work out. And also because I don't have that much understanding yet for me to be able to do that. So I'm going to take off those charts. I'm only going to focus on the ones that I trade on a daily. So yeah, so that's also something that I'm going to do, and that's also something that I've learned. Yeah, so my takeaways for this week are quite many. I think I've mentioned most of them already as I've been speaking. You shouldn't revenge trade. If you miss a trade, or if maybe you thought you were going to get profit and it did, and you ended up getting out on a break even, rather close your charts and wait for the next session or the next day. Rather wait for the next day, actually. And then you shouldn't start feeling like you're the boss of the market just because you've had a nice winning streak, you've called a good trade which went your way, and now you feel like you're invincible. No, that's not it. If you have gotten like good win, why do you need to now go back and start looking for another trade? Just take your win and run away. Like, you don't need to like continue trying to look for trades. You end up giving back. Like, so if you get a nice win for the day, I need to give myself like a percentage to say, if I get a trade which gives me like more than 5 hours in a day, there's no need for me to go back in the charts and look for something, really. So I shouldn't feel like I really need to just be in the trades all the time. Yeah, so that's also something that I need to work on. And then the third thing that I've learned is you need to learn to flow with the markets. And for you to do that, it's not about having a strategy, it's about understanding how the price is moving. Yeah, so yeah, because like when I was trading with my mentor, I could see that, you know, like his understanding of the market is on another level. Like he'll tell you that he's going to turn there and they need to come back to this point, and I'm just like, how do you do that? Like, so you can get yourself to that level if you give yourself enough time to learn and to submit yourself to learn in the markets. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on. And yeah, so I hope this video has been of benefit to you. If it has, please leave a comment in the comment section. I like hearing from you. Yeah, so I hope you guys had a good week, and yeah, I wish you all the best for the coming week. Let's go and smash the markets. Let's go and trade and change our lives. Yeah, that's what we're going to do next week. So thank you so much for joining me. God bless you. Stay focused and stay blessed.